Hey, 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 good morning, everyone, and welcome to Talking Wellbeing TV, where we share hints, tips, and advice about the foundations of wellbeing. And as normal, I am here with the lovely Sally Ann. Hey, Sal, how are you this
Hi.
morning?
Good, thank you. How are you? It feels like I
I'm
haven't
very
been
well,
here for
thank you.
ages.
It does feel like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it
So, if
does.
this is the first time you are tuning in, I'm Peter and the CEO of Strong Healthy Women. And we are really excited today for today's topic because we like to start Mondays off with a little bit of motivation. And so, I pulled a card out this morning, and I know Sel's got a little bit of a quote that she wants to start with as well, too. But firstly, my card that I pulled out for you this morning says, you already have everything you need to succeed within you. Now, I really like that
I
because
love it.
I posted, it is true. I posted up this on this particular live. Are you that woman who just does not want to get out of bed this morning, being Monday morning? Or are you the woman who's jumped out of bed and gone, okay, I'm super excited for this morning. I've got heaps of energy and I'm ready to face the day. So I know that for me personally, I sometimes have those days where you just want to stay in bed, and that's okay. But when they become something that you are doing all the time, like every single day, then that means that you're missing out on so much of the life that you have. And you might very well be feeling like you have to wait for something to happen to get that energy, but that's not the case. So I'm going to throw to your quote because I think it's appropriate. So let's go to it.
Motivation follows action. And I love that quote
Mm-hmm.
because it's so
Okay.
true. We're all looking for motivation, but not doing anything.
Yes.
And I know from
Mm-hmm.
personal experience, when you are doing, you get more excited about doing it more. And that's what I think
Oh.
the motivation is.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
passionate and you're
Well, it's
excited about what's happening. Yeah,
it's totally true, and it's something that is so simple to change.
it is.
Really simple, and I mean, for anybody listening, they're going to go, "Oh, she's just ridiculous. I don't have the motivation. I just don't have the energy that I need." But it really comes down to the energy in your body is coming from your body, your
Mm.
physiology. So it is just a simple change in physiology that is going to give you the energy that you need. And before you start thinking like, I don't have the time to go to the gym, or I don't have the time to do a full workout, it doesn't take much. You were going to say something. Jump on
I
in.
was I was just going to say something then, and a good question to ask yourself, because we often go, I don't have the energy. Is
Hmm.
your brain saying that, or do you physically not have the energy? And I reckon 9 times out of 10, it's just our brain telling us that we don't have the energy. So we've got to flip that switch
Yeah,
in our mind.
yeah, it's really interesting, isn't it, Sal? Because, and that's where we have to do that little bit of soul searching. So, is it the fact that, this morning we're about to go to work and we don't really like the job that we're doing, or we know that we've got a big project that we're heading towards, or we know we're going into a meeting and we just think meetings are boring, or whatever it happens to be. TJ, g'day, TJ, how you going? We haven't seen you
TJ,
for ages. It's definitely her brain, she
my
just said,
brain.
that's stopping her. Yeah, and so it's it can be that thing that's about to happen, that thing that we're about to do, that is stopping us from really embracing it. Whereas, if we change it, as you said, flip the switch on it and think about it, well, you know what? I actually do have a job.
Yeah,
There are heaps of people that don't have a job.
don't have a job. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exactly right. So I do have a job that I'm going to. So I need to you know, feel that gratitude, that thankfulness that I actually do have work, so I do have an income coming in. And of course, it comes down to the fact that if you don't like the job, you've got a choice. You can always go and change it as well too.
Yeah. You can find something that you love. Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely find something that you love. Or what you do is, if that's a scary and daunting thing to actually go and find another job, then what you could do is find something that you can do each and every day that you love doing, that helps you feel that little bit of energy, that little bit of zest for life that you're lacking right now. And you know, Sal, it could be something as simple as changing your physiology. And Sal and I are about to do this. Let's scoot out from our chair, Sal. Don't lose your headphones. We're just going to stand up. And I'm going to sit back down again. And we're going to stand up and sit back down. So if you're listening to this right now, I want you to stand up and sit back down. Do you know that this is equivalent to an exercise? And I'm changing my physiology, and I'm actually pumping some energy through my body right now, from my top to my bottom.
Lucky
there we go.
Boots on today.
Oh, yeah, lucky you do. So we have just changed. Yeah, that's right. We have just changed the energy in our body by just doing something as simple as that. And I think that's what happens, is that when we wake up feeling like that we just don't want to get out of bed, the very first thing to do is to just go inside your heart and feel some gratitude for something. Feel some thankfulness, and then do something that energizes your body. And it could be just sit to stand off your bed. That's going to do it for you. And you're going to say something?
The first thing you can be grateful for is that you've gotten to wake up to a new day. That is the first thing you can be grateful for.
Yeah, exactly right. And so I'm going to come back to that quote. It is, you already have everything you need to succeed within you. And it's so true. We do have what we need. We do have what we need. What we do is that we find all the reasons that we can't do things. And so we focus on the reasons that we can't do, as opposed to the reasons that we can do.
And I often think, are they reasons or excuses?
Yeah, look, they're probably, well, they are excuses. Let's call it like it is. They are excuses. But I personally like to take that softer approach and just say there are reasons that we tell ourselves that we can't do things, because in our mind, that's what we're thinking that they are. We're thinking that they're reasons as opposed to excuses. And if we need to acknowledge that they're excuses, well, we probably will grind a bit against it and maybe not make that commitment to doing something. So, and sometimes it comes down to that, rephrasing something in a certain way so that we can flip the switch. And if you think about the word motivation, I don't have the motivation to do something. You know, what's another M word that you could replace motivation with? I have the music to dance to. I mean, that's just what popped into my
to work out.
I have the movement. Yeah. So you could actually replace that word. And I heard someone recently talking about that they used to say the bleep F word quite a bit. And every time they caught themselves, they went, okay, I'm saying it too much. Every time they caught themselves, they'd say, it was fascinating. So, yeah, just changing how we look at things.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some practical stuff now. So we've got a little bit of motivation. We're feeling a little bit energized. We can do that sit to stand. We can do that as many times as we need to during the course of the day, but always come back to you have everything that you need within you. But I want to actually just talk about home workouts because we love working out at home, don't we, Sel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't have to go anywhere. You're saving time. So if time is one of your reasons, you can save time.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And if you think to yourself, okay, so I can't work out at home because I need someone pushing me or I need someone to give me the motivation that I'm looking for, you can do it these days in a virtual studio. Now, we have a virtual studio at Strong Healthy Women. That's how we run it. And so what is really, really important is that reason is no longer a reason. So yes, I love the fact that you save time. You don't have to go through that, get yourself ready, get in a car, get what you need, drive there, do the workout, shower, blow dry your hair, etc., etc. We've talked about that before, and then drive to work type of thing. So you actually are saving a heap of time by working out at home. So that is in itself the biggest benefit. You can basically roll out of bed and do it in your PJs if you want to.
Yes.
You can also do it at your time. So if you don't want to go in and you don't need someone else to motivate you, then you don't have to go to a virtual studio. So you can just do the workout in your own time. So you work it out where it fits into your schedule. So again, that time is not a concern. So the first thing that I would say, though, about home workouts is that you really need to be aware of the space that you're working out in. So you really have to make sure that it's safe. So there's not things all around you so that if you jump out into a burpee or something like that, that you end up hitting a wall and then the bookshelf comes crashing down on the top of you. You need to make sure that you're safe. That's first and foremost. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think the other part of safety, Sel, and I like this about the virtual studio, we actually do get the ladies to actually look at themselves in the screen because it's like then you can see what we see and you can see how your body's moving. That's particularly important if you are working out on your own. So you need a mirror.
Yes.
You need to see yourself.
Yeah. And that's not being vain and looking at yourself. You've got to look at are you doing the exercises? Are you doing them correctly?
And speaking of that, you need to have your water, so you need to stay hydrated. Do you want to tell us how much water you need, Sel?
At least 3 litres. For every 10 minutes of high-intensity exercises, which is what we do, you need 250 ml of water. Now, I was talking to our Fit Flexers last week, and it has been so humid up here in Queensland. Crazy humid. So it's even more. I was explaining to them that it is even more important to put that water back in, not just during their workout, because not only is it humid, but they're sweating from their workout as well. So it's crazy. But just replenishing that water. So at least 3 litres, 250 ml for every 10 minutes of high intensity exercise.
Yeah, totally. And then I think the next thing is to make sure that you've got a yoga mat, because so you've got that little bit of padding underneath yourself. I think that's really important as well too. And a towel, or instead of using your shirt to wipe the sweat off. And the other thing is circulation.
Sorry, can we just go back to yoga mats? And if you can, afford it, try and get one that doesn't slip. That can often be a bit of a pain in the butt when you're doing your workout, especially if you're doing anything like crossbody mountain climbers or walkouts. Try and get something that's non-slip. An idea that one of our Strong Healthy Women ladies had, she gets that, you can get it from Kmart, those sort of places, that non-stick mesh.
Yeah,
and so
that you put in your kitchen cupboards.
Yes, so she has that underneath her yoga mat and it doesn't slip. So that's an idea for anybody out there.
That's a brilliant idea. Yeah. And so to give you some idea about how much space you need to do a workout, it's generally around 2 yoga mats. So if you put 2 yoga mats side by side, that's usually the space that you would need. So you don't need a lot of space.
No.
So that's one of the things as well too. So if you are in a small apartment, you'll probably find that you can just move a few chairs out and that you would have that space available. Yeah, the next thing that's really important is circulation as well too. So, if you've got a fan or you can open your windows, it's really important to have that air moving around.
Yes.
Yeah, because you will be breathing heavier.
Yeah.
So that's really important as well too. And then, of course, there's a whole host. So that's sort of like getting yourself set up. Now, if you're in a virtual studio, one of the things that is really important is about the placement of your camera, because you want your trainer to be able to see you when you're working out. And so you would want it around 6 feet in the air, which is what, 2 meters? Yeah, 2 meters.
Yeah.
So 2 meters in the air. And so how I handle that is just a curtain rod.
Yep.
So our curtains are we're usually about 6 foot in the air. So if you've got a mobile camera, then you can just shove your camera up on the curtain rod, which is what I do. And then, you want to be around 8 feet. So that's about 2 and a bit meters. Back from that camera, because then you can see from the top of your head all the way through to your feet, and you can see, your hands if you're, doing a shoulder press or something or other. So you can actually see those hands as well too, which makes it so much easier for the trainer, and so they can make sure that you are staying safe, and that's really, really important as well. So yes, rather than, only being able to see your bottom or your head or something or other poking up, that's not really helpful. And of course, then, you can do a whole workout with your body, so you don't need any other equipment.
Sorry, Peter, I just wanted to add on to that. So if you're not sure how to set up, we've got one lady in our virtual studio, Helen. She actually has a ladder. And so she works off her iPad. So she has a ladder and she has like a piece of string with 2 hooks that she's made up, and her iPad slides into that, and then it hangs off her ladder. And the way we see her is perfect. We're looking down on her.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yes. Another one of our clients, Jill, in her virtual studio. Oh. Yeah. We can't travel, so she's got all her suitcases on top of each other and puts her camera up there, and it's perfect as well. So there's so many different ways. You don't have to go out and buy any elaborate setup to get your camera set up in a virtual studio.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, for me personally, I have a mobile camera. And but that's because I'm doing a lot of training videos and all sorts of things. So but yeah, for most of us who are working out at home, you don't need anything elaborate. So yeah, but then when it comes to the workout itself, you can just use your body. You don't need to have anything else. But if you are at the stage where you think, okay, well, what type of things would I need to be able to do that home workout? There are a few things that we would suggest. So that would be resistance bands. So all types of different bands are great. So you've got the different levels of bands. You've also got the longer bands. You've also got the shorter bands. And so I think that's really important, because bands will travel anywhere with you as well too, and they're very, very versatile. You can hook them onto things. So that's the first area. I think having an array of dumbbells is a great idea as well too, because depending on the exercise, you can then up up the ante on it, or you can bring it down if you happen to have some type of injury or the likes as well too. So I also like the idea of having a skipping rope or a jump rope. So do you have a skipping rope, Sal? You do?
No, me skipping is not pretty, so no, I don't have a skipping rope.
We might have to challenge you on the skipping rope thing. I love a good skip. I love a good skip, ladies. So yes, I think a jump rope is great. And you know, if you are looking for a very quick workout, a jump rope is the way to go. Like, boom, you are done and dusted. 3 minutes, your heart is going boom, 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 boom. So yeah. So if you don't have a lot of time, go the jump rope, skipping rope.
Yep. I do skip with my fake skipping rope.
It's just not the same. It's just, I've done that too, but it isn't the same. I think a medicine ball's also a good thing as well too. Sel, what do you think?
Yeah, I love medicine balls. Love them. Slams, medicine ball slams, or probably not inside, up on your walls, outside if you've got brick walls or something.
No, you've got to go outside to a brick wall or something like that. Yeah. But don't do it on your plaster walls, no. So, but you can certainly do it on the floor. But if you're in an apartment, that's not a great idea as well too, because you might be annoying the person below you or above you, type of thing, if you're slamming things around. But yeah, medicine balls are great, particularly if you're outside. I think they're wonderful as well. Just carrying it around. Just, walking down your hallway, it really does help encourage you to really connect with those core muscles. So I think also a stability ball. I've got a stability ball. Do you have one of those? Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So we have a 5-day challenge coming up, which is Stronger Core, Stronger Body. And so I've just been mucking around with, not mucking around, structuring some of the exercises. And I was playing with some ones with the stability ball yesterday, and it was really, really surprising how when you change up what you normally do, so if you normally use weights or resistance bands, and then you go to a stability ball, the difference you can feel is amazing. And I think that's another important thing, is you've got to have variety. If you don't have variety, then you just stay the way you are. So if you're ever at a stage where you think, I've just hit a plateau and I can't go any further, I'm not sure why that's happening, it's probably because you're doing the same thing
over and over and over.
Yeah. Over and over and again. Kettlebells. I think kettlebells are a great idea as well too. They're nice and small as well too.
Yeah. Just be very careful though with kettlebells. You don't want to be cracking yourself in the head as you swing it up.
No, that's exactly right. And you really have to. You do need to be super careful. And I would say that if you're a woman and you do have some pelvic floor concerns, probably not ideal. Stay away from them. Particularly, because you want to be able to make sure that you're, stabilizing and encouraging yourself to engage pelvic floor rather than, causing it any further harm as well too. And I think that's really, the basic stuff that you could have in your home gym.
Yeah.
Look, you could take it up and start thinking about pieces of equipment such as, treadmills and rowing machines and bikes and steppers and all those types of things, but you don't need those things. No. But if you feel like it's something that you would like to add, then most certainly knock it out. Knock yourself out getting it. There is one thing that I really love, and mine's broken, and I've got it on my list. Next time I go to the shops, I'm actually going to get one, and that's a rebounder.
Yeah.
So I love the fact that with a rebounder, like I can have it here in the office, and I can just go and jump on it for 1 minute. And it completely changes, again, that physiology that we were talking about, that it completely changes the energy. So if you're someone who sits at your desk a lot, then a rebounder next to your desk, perfect. Perfect to get the energy flowing in your body. Perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Any words to finish up with, Sel?
Don't feel that you have to rush out and buy all the pieces of equipment before you can
No.
start. As we said before, body weight, perfect to start with. And then if you want,
Yeah.
every fortnight, okay, I'm going to go and buy a piece of equipment. So it might be your light
Yeah.
dumbbells. It might then be a heavier dumbbell. It could be then your medicine ball. But don't feel that you have to rush out and buy all the pieces of equipment, or that you can't start until you have all the pieces of equipment, because that's not what it's
Yeah.
about. You've got your body.
Yeah, that's a really good thought. And the other thing is, Sel, that you can use whatever you got in your home, like filling up your water bottles with sand,
Yes.
using your backpack, putting it on your back, putting things in it and including and making it heavier, those types of things. So there's lots of things that you would have around your house that you could use as well too.
Yes.
So ladies, if you are not in our free group, you need to get in there, because we have heaps of free hints, tips and advice, and Monday mornings is where we release our challenge for the week. So you need to pop in there, and in half an hour, the challenge for this week will be going up. It comes up at 9 a.m. Brizzy time. And so we'd love to see you in there. But I'm just going to finish with that quote that we started with. You already have everything you need to succeed inside. So let's get that workout done. Let's feel the energy, and let's embrace the fact that it is Monday and we are setting our week up for success. Well done, everybody. Thanks for joining me, Sal.
Thank you for having me as always, Peter. Have a wonderful Monday, everybody.
Oh, yes, I'm sure we will. And thanks for joining us, TJ. Lovely to see you back.
TJ. Bye.
See you all soon. Bye.